We're live. I think it's happening.
Hi, YouTube.
Hello.
Hi, Podbean.
Welcome to the pre-show.
Mama Dillo might already be watching because she was looking for this show about 10 minutes ago. So
nice.
She may already be there. I don't know.
I hope she is. Hi, Mama Dillo.
Hi.
And maybe Adam's here. He wants us to know. Lewis is here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Lewis with his setup. He's got the setup.
Yeah. How many screens are we on tonight, Lewis?
We added another one or two, maybe.
I could not believe that setup.
Before Sam and Frank joined the pre-show chat, we were going through some old notes and talking about maybe some topics that we haven't gotten to yet on the Parks and Monorail's Most Magical Hour. One of those being Sam's hip trainer.
Oh.
And so I'm wondering if maybe you should go grab it so you can do a little show and tell.
No, just show and tell.
Use it, but like show, because people need to see this contraption.
No, I don't want to show everyone
this. If you saw this thing, like say you went to a Goodwill or something and it was on a shelf, I think you would question what the purpose was. Is it appropriate for a Goodwill?
I wouldn't donate it, but I did use it and I felt the burn.
Yeah.
Not the Bernie Sanders burn, but the burn in my hips. It was training them.
On the scale of thigh master to shake weight, where does it fall?
It's closer to shake weight. It's like shake weight for your hips. You just don't have to do any pelvic thrust, but you might as well. Like,
whatever. It made sense to me, and I think it's working.
I told you all I had a friend that I worked with that brought a shake weight into work. And he would use it like on his breaks. Like he did it for like a week because he just thought it was hilarious. So it was like time for him to take a break. He's like, all right, I'm on my 15. He'd pull it out and just go. I'm not kidding.
Did he have stuff splashed in his face?
No, it didn't have the cooling gel.
No cooling gel. That's South Park.
That was South Park.
This is how you know that it's the pre-show. This is not Disney content.
No.
Hello,
Nate
Nate.
Hardy.
How are you? My mug is here as well, everyone.
The mug's in the house.
Product placement.
I like it.
Jen also rocked the Forever 44 Fedora Club product placement with the mug.
I did.
No. I guess I should say I'm very sorry that I missed the meeting, everybody.
Well, no problem. We're doing it again right now. Here we go. Here's the next meeting. Oh.
I have my Renaissance Festival hat here, guys.
Oh, nice.
That's what I have. Yeah. My Lenny Barrow time.
More people need to be watching Lenny. Do we need to discuss this?
Well, maybe I'll plug it at the end.
Okay. All right.
I want to go to a Renaissance fair. I've made that comment before. McKenna and I were trying to go to one in Maryland, and for some reason it didn't work out. But I had a group of friends that would go. I should have went.
The one in Maryland is very nice. The site is very nice.
Yeah, it's huge. Apparently, it's a big deal up there.
They're all big deal.
They're big deals. They're big deal.
We had them back in East Tennessee too.
Yeah,
they just do it on a farm.
That's the Tennessee. Is that the Tennessee Medieval Fair? Is that what it's? I think that's what it's called there.
It's the cow fair.
I don't know.
Watch me name my Renaissance festivals, everyone. Behold.
So impressive.
No, I did work with a guy who he was very involved with the Turkulation.
Mm-hmm.
He was very involved with the Renaissance fairs, and he did a lot of the like sword fighting demonstrations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he had like a really cool like it looked like a tabard, like a knight's tabard that he would wear. Right. And he had like black armor. It was a pretty cool setup. Did he? No, he didn't joust. I think he just did sword play and stuff. Like not so much fencing because it was like the bigger, like two-handed kind of bastard sword looking things that he would fight with. That's what they call those. I just wanted to say it.
You need a bigger sword.
Get it out.
You didn't have a dad. I don't have a dad. Give me a big sword.
Compensating for something.
Nate Hardy is confirming that the Maryland Renaissance Festival is great. Just to put it out there.
I could have gone.
I had swords juggled around me last summer at the Renaissance Festival.
That's true.
Was that last summer? Yeah,
I think that was last summer. That's correct.
While wearing a Dillo's Dish shirt.
See, now you got to post a video on the Insta.
There's a video of that.
There is a video. Yeah.
I've seen videos
from far away.
I've seen some videos of the Renaissance Fair,
Mhm.
mostly of Lenny doing it.
It is that time of year. Maybe we'll start moving some of that content over to Dillo's Diz.
Oh, that's some of the Lenny content.
That would be awesome. But I did love it's such a heartwarming moment. I don't know if this is something you put in one of your Lenny videos or where it was. Maybe it was just a clip you posted on socials when your nephew outed you, Uncle.
Yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Frankie.
Yeah.
You're Uncle Frankie.
That was pretty great.
That to my dad whenever I was a kid. He was playing Santa at my preschool.
Oh.
And I'm like in line and I told all my friends, I was like, that's my dad. And they were like, well, it's not Santa Claus, you stupid. No, that's my dad.
Santa is my dad, so.
And then I sat on his lap and I was like, tell everyone you're my dad.
Did that not cross your mind for a minute? Like maybe my dad's Santa?
Yeah.
No, I just thought I was being stupid and acting like Santa.
How sad.
It'll be a very interesting conversation when we tell the 4-year-old her mom and dad met working for Santa at Macy's.
That's true.
That's a great conversation.
It's gonna be an interesting conversation.
And Santa was there for the proposal. I mean, there is a whole.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you proposed in front of Santa Claus?
Yeah, I brought him into my house. And everything.
Well, he in, chimney.
No, there was no chimney. There's no chimney in my apartment.
Yeah, in the
Haven't you ever
apartment.
seen the Santa Claus? Santa makes chimneys when he
That's
moves.
true. That's true. He appeared.
Going back to the first switcheroo skidoo, talking about the Santa
right.
Claus.
When Tim Allen was like doing #1 show, #1 movie, just every
#1 book, all 3.
Yeah, he was killing it. Those were the Tim Allen days. Oh my gosh, part of our world podcast is in the Podbean, which I guess Keenan and Rachel are here.
Hello.
What's up, Keenan and Rachel? It's been a while since we've seen you on the live show. Glad to have you back.
Yeah. This is our pre-show. We're talking Renaissance festivals and waist trainers. So
And Tim Allen too.
And Tim Allen, of course. Yeah.
Is that what you did? He went,
Let's do our best Tim Allen. Do it. Oh, pretty good.
Oh, I'm not even trying it. After Sam's? No, I'm not even trying it. No.
he kind of bark.
He would do that. He'd
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
sometimes, but he'd also, if he was confused, I guess, do the.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That was part of the theme song.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And I had
Home
the
improvement.
biggest crush on Johnathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh,
Me too.
Step back for 5 minutes and let them talk about this.
talk about
JTT.
I know. I was like, I love you and Devin Sawa.
Yes. I think I had a framed photo. Oh my God.
I know I had stuff from
Who?
Teen Bop.
Yeah,
Who?
totally.
Devin Sawa. He was the one in that tornado movie. Remember?
Twister?
No, it was all about Night of the Tornadoes. or
Night of the
something.
Tornadoes.
No,
I don't know.
hold on. I'm gonna.
By the way, I think Rachel's joining in on the Johnathan Taylor Thomas love.
Yes.
Here we go.
So my friend and I, back before Twitter and Facebook and any kind of social media, we took Polaroids, completely innocent Polaroids of ourselves, and we're going to send them with our letters to Johnathan Taylor Thomas, hoping he would write back. I don't know if they ever actually made it into the mail or not, but he never wrote back either
There is
way.
a movie called Night of the Twisters from 1996.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. That was
And that's the movie?
And
that
he
was
was in
my
it.
high school dream.
Devin
I
Sawa.
saw him and I was
Who
like,
is this? Can you click on the picture?
Isn't that the same year Twister came out? How is there a night of Twisters and
You
Twisters
know-
in the same year?
This kind of stuff happens all the time.
Ew,
It's like
he's-
Dante's Peak and
see, that's what I kind
Oh.
of remember. He looks awful now. What a sad.
Well,
Well, that's
no.
right
what was
there.
the other? There was another volcano movie, and I had it and I lost it the same year. It's this kind of stuff happens all the time.
Volcano?
What was I just thinking of too? No,
Joe
why
versus
can't
the
I?
volcano.
Oh,
Yeah, but it was like Deep Impact and Armageddon and all the, it's.
yeah. But
Well, that's like the story I tell. I've told the story before on the podcast, probably of I had a professor in college who said that Hollywood was always preparing us for these things. So in the 90s, when I took
okay,
course, that they were preparing us for like end of the world and alien invasion and all these things.
That's why Independence Day came out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we would know
X-Files.
aliens in the face, just like Will Smith.
Welcome to America.
Welcome.
I just had to go to IMDb because you're talking about this Twister movie with Devin Sawa, and I'm like, am I thinking of the wrong person? But hello, Casper.
Yeah, that's what Rachel said, Casper.
Casper.
Now and then.
Now and then, yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
And Keenan is adding that Christina Ricci was in Casper and Now and Then.
She's also weird.
That's true.
Congratulations.
And she was
on
in
having
Addams
the weird
Family.
girl.
True.
Yeah.
Jeff, how are you?
Hello,
Jeff knows to come in 10 minutes in because he knows we're not talking about
like,
anything in the first 10 minutes.
You've missed a lot, Jeff.
We've talked about a lot of good stuff.
You've missed. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. So
yeah, I think we should start the show now that Jeff.
Well, is it Jen's turn to do the intro this week?
No, I did it last week.
I think Sam should do it.
Oh, it's Sam's turn.
Sam, yeah.
Do it, Sam.
I'm Jeff. No, I don't. Welcome to the magical. No, wait.
She knows it better than McKenna does.
Parks and Monorail, most magical hour, everyone.
Yay!
Yay!
Applause. Do we have an applause? Do we? No? A cheering? There you go.
So weird.
I was about to say the magical Mommy Monday.
Wow. Either way.
And who are we?
I'm Sam, and that's Justin, and we are the Monday Morning Monorail podcast.
Woo!
He's Jen, he is Frank, and they are from Theme Park Thursday with Dillos Does from the Improvisers Guide Network.
Yeah.
Hello!
Nailed it. You got it.
Jeff, your kids wouldn't go to sleep. We were just talking sleep schedules right before we
You were.
started.
You
Yeah.
It seems like your kids had the sleep schedule that Garrett had. He wouldn't go to sleep either. And Jen and Frank are sitting here making me jealous, saying their kids go to bed around 7 every night. That would have been a dream come true.
That's about what time McKenna went to bed until she was 6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
about
then
5 or 6.
and then she started hanging out with me, and that bedtime got pushed back.
Yeah.
The party started.
Yeah. Last night, the 6-year-old was like, I want to stay awake. I'm like, why? He's like, I want to do what the grown-ups do. I'm like, oh, this is starting? No, go to bed.
Yeah. Afraid to miss out on stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
McKenna came out one night and she was like, Mommy, and it was 8:30, and I was like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in bed. She was like, but you're having popcorn without.
Oh man.
I was like, you don't know the half
exactly.
of it, kid.
The treats I would have after Garrett would be in bed. Oh, the candy, the ice cream. It was all. Oh, it was chaos by the time Garrett went to bed.
I have an opening softball question here for Justin and Sam to get the ball rolling here. It's June 23rd, 2020. Your Universal Studios pass holders, annual pass holders, your Walt Disney World annual pass holders. How do you feel about both of those things today?
Want to start? How do you feel?
I don't think I like Universal. I'm trying really hard, but Justin, I don't know if it's for like getting people to watch how miserable I am or what. But he's like, we're gonna go on Hulk. How do you feel, Sam? And I'm like, and then like, we're gonna go on Kong. How do you feel, Sam? I'm like,
Yeah, just wait till you see this next Justin Monorail video diary at Universal, because basically every time I get a Sam reaction, it's every time.
Everything that he wants to ride is like motion sickness stuff, and then the Cat in the Hat ride, we went on that. That was what people as children think of in their nightmares.
It's nightmare fuel. It is a scary ride.
It is an old school dark ride.
It is.
Like one of the things of thing 1 and thing 2 are sitting at a TV set and you only see the back of them, and I'm waiting for their head to like spin around and go.
It's very poltergeisty. It is.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I get where your question's coming from, Frank, because now, as we look forward, now that we know what we know about the reservation system and trying to get access to the Walt Disney World parks, I have been thinking to myself, I'm glad that we got the Universal passes, because I'm worried that there's going to be a lot of weekends that we cannot get into a Disney park.
Mhm.
And this gives us something to do aside from sit here like we have been for the last, 4 or 5 months, because we like going to theme parks and we like having fun. But as Sam's saying, like when we go to Universal, and it's true. I mean, and we're still, to be fair, we are still figuring out our Universal flow. It's not like we go, okay, I say that because we've been to Epcot 100 times. When we go to Epcot, we know, even if we don't ride a ride, we know we can go do this, go have this drink, go have this snack, hang out here, and we'll have a great time. We haven't figured that kind of stuff out yet about Universal, right?
Yeah, well, the food isn't very good there. And the rides are motion sickness rides.
Well, this is kind of why I compared it to Epcot, because Epcot's not a ride park for you. You don't really, other than,
I don't really care about rides as much as I do like going and just like experiencing stuff.
Snacking.
No, yeah. I could see how you would have a tough time with Universal then.
Yeah. And so it has been a struggle for her, but I do think to use an old seafaring term, we're getting our sea legs at Universal, I think.
I get my sea legs at the beach. I went this past weekend and I'm like, why are we spending money at Universal? We can be here.
Yeah. But so I think that, if you're thinking about access to the parks and understanding that we got them for half the price of the Disney tickets, we get 15 months of access and we can go right now. I mean, you have to look at that as a way better value than what we're getting from our Disney passes. You have to. I think you have to.
I mean, I think, you're going to have to find your way with the food and drink is what I think, Sam. And that's going to be the key to your enjoyment, because I think it's hard. And I think it remains unchanged in over the years in terms of food and drink. Mm-hmm. It's been a while. I haven't really sampled everything in the Harry Potter areas, but I can't speak to that. But as Jeff was saying here, are the Universal parks 7 and 8 for me in ranking the parks. And I don't remember where I mentioned it, but Islands of Adventure, I have more nostalgia for Islands of Adventure than I do for Animal Kingdom, because I was there when Islands of Adventure opened, working there, doing tours. So it's a weird thing that I have more nostalgia for Islands of Adventure. The original park, no, that Animal Kingdom is better than the original park. Diagon Alley makes it close, but I'm not that big enough of a Harry Potter fan. So I don't know. Yeah, I wish I knew what to recommend for you, Sam. Like when I would, back in the day, I used to like getting a burger in Jurassic Park. They had a really good burger there. Mythos was a really good restaurant way back when. I don't know how they are now, but those are always like the two primary places I would send tours, and that's 20 years ago at Universal Studios. But I continued to go there after the fact. And then the original park, I never found a place to eat.
So I just need to tell my mom really quick.
Yeah.
I see you in both comment sections, so you are here and everything is fine.
Yes, you're where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Did you guys hang out in City Walk at all? I don't even know. Like, what is in City Walk at this point?
There's a few things now. There's that. What's the s'mores place called?
Big Fire.
Yeah, Big Fire is.
But
there.
They don't get great reviews. Like it's one of the newer places, but it doesn't get great reviews. But Voodoo Donut is good stuff.
Yeah, I like Voodoo Donut.
They got Margaritaville. That's fun.
Mr. Snidillo used to work there, so you can go there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Way back.
Walk where my bestie walks.
I just feel like, you know what? We're connected now. I like it. It's good. Mm-hmm.
I still feel like Disney Springs is like a level above City Walk,
Wow.
multiple levels above.
So, you want to put in a nutshell what the difference is between going to a Universal park and then going to a Disney park. Right now, they have a giant banner hanging on Mythos that says, "Voted '1 theme park restaurant."
like it's a diner in Astoria.
What are you doing? Why do you have that sign? That's so tacky. Like, that is tacky.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'll need a picture of that next time.
Actually, I think it might be in the video, so you might be able to see it. But when we saw that, I told Sam, I was like, you would never see Disney hang a banner like that. Even if it were true, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And I bet they do have one of the best, if not the best, restaurant in all of
theme parks. Certainly,
because their restaurants are like pretty good, you know. I don't know. I'm trying to get with the whole Universal thing. I really am, but I see myself being that mom who's sitting outside of rides, drinking a bottle of water, waiting for her family to come out, and that's kind of lame.
We do like. Both of us have to make sure to take the Dramamine like right when we get to Universal or on the way there, because I mean I'm the same way. Like it'll trigger me too. Hulk almost made me motion sick when we rode it.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's like and that's these stories, but you definitely have to hydrate there because the rides mess you up to the point, whether you're taking medicine for it or not, that your head will be spinning.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost passed out at Universal.
Oh,
it was from the heat, and I was with friends, and
did he have a koosh ball or no?
I don't know. Was he there? Koosh ball. It's a whole other. But my friend was there, and her dad was there, and I think who he was with was a nurse, and so she started like pouring water on my wrists and behind my neck because I was like, I think I'm going down, guys. I think I had to like sit as we were on the, just another week of talking about Jen and her illnesses while in the theme parks.
Terrible physical ailments you've had in parks. Yeah.
I get it. It's hot there, and talk about no shade for it's very, very like open, and the sun just beats on you. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy.
Jeff asks, do you think there are Universal people like there are Disney people aside from the Potterheads?
There are.
I know, and I know a lot of my friends from college who are more Universal based than Disney based, and that's their parks of choice. And whether that's because of the crowds or whatever, or just the Harry Potter stuff, I don't know. But definitely in terms of Florida residents, I feel like there's a big contingent of Universal people.
I will say this about Universal. I kind of like the Express Pass system, and like I think it just, if you don't mind paying extra for the experience or paying extra for time, basically you're trading off money for time. The Express Pass is amazing because you can really get everything done and not have to really wait very much at all. But
Disney, you can pick the rides that you want, and if you do it right, you can get on any of them.
I mean, we have the luxury of like, if we miss something, it's no big deal. But but like if you were there for a single day, like Express is the way to do it. Like you couldn't get that experience at Disney.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right.
So I think, and so as we transition to talk about what's going on with Disney right now, we know, like we talked about this on our Monday show, no fast passes for a while, for the foreseeable future. No single rider. It's all standby, and they haven't said a thing about virtual queues. What do you think this is going to mean? I mean, it's all standby. Like, are we gonna be seeing some like ridiculous wait times in the park? I mean, I know capacity is going to be like 10-15% when they first start out, but
yeah, I mean, go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I was just going to say, listen to Theme Park Thursday for all of our thoughts.
I mean, yeah, no spoilers for Thursday, but I think, what we're seeing is an experimentation with a new way of visiting Disney theme parks. And I think, I think the biggest thing to me right now is because it's a level of service I don't think they're going to be able to provide for a while without the college program available. So I think all just, and yeah, it makes sense to do the closed bubble of like, let's do go through the phases, but it's also because they don't have enough people to do it the way they're used to doing it right now. Yeah. So I think it's a fascinating time, and just be careful of the precedents that will be getting set.
Well, I have a prediction, and I think I've said it on our podcast in the past, and I do think that FastPass won't be coming back in the way that it was before, and I think there's a very good chance that it's either going to be like the Max Pass system at Disneyland, or it's going to be like a paid system. I think, don't you have to pay for Paris?
Yeah, in Paris, at Disney, and in Paris you have to do it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I think for a long time they've been considering trying to find ways to differentiate the different levels of stay, whether you're at a deluxe, moderate value, and I think there's going to be some impact to FastPass there too.
Jeff says, I think it means low crowds and without FastPass standby should move faster. No. And I think, again, without giving too much away about what we talk about on Thursday, it's the idea of, this has been a long time coming, that the crowds have gotten to a point year round that it was going to come to a head in some way. Now this is a way that we were not expecting, but I'd rather see this way capacity control versus the $200 ticket capacity control for a 1 day, 1 park ticket. So, I think there's a lot to consider.
Yeah, we were wondering if this will be like it's kind of like a reset. It's a good time to hit the reset. They're almost discouraging people from coming right now so they can like figure it all out. And then maybe it'll evolve in a new way over time when they do want the bigger crowds again. At some point they're going to want it.
And I will say the last spoiler I'll give for now for Thursday is that, there was so much about, all the news that came like fast and furious over the weekend, no universal pun intended there, but there was so much information that my brain was kind of like, this isn't for me anyway. I don't want to know about it. So it's kind of funny for Jen and I to talk about it going like, we don't really know what we're talking about. but there's also this idea of, for you guys, we were thinking about, we almost started a drinking game because we referenced you guys so many times.
Yeah, so feel free to get a drink ready when you listen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you might want to save it for happy hour on Thursday. But everyone should really. Like if I'm an annual pass holder, like just how am I feeling overall about this? Are you like a first question? Are you regretting that you don't have a hotel reservation anywhere right now?
Yes. Yeah, unanimous yes.
It's resounding in this house
for sure. Because I am certainly jealous of the fact that right now the availability is there for if people. Keenan could probably speak to this, but what I've seen is that people who kept their reservations have been able to get their reservations for the days that they're staying, so their park day reservations, and it seems like there's still a lot of availability now. Come the 26th, when it opens up to all the APs, it's going to be crazy. And you think, now I realize because the system totally crapped the bed on Monday morning, which we knew that it would. But that was, basically everyone who has a reservation through September of next year was able to start booking their park days. So we're talking crazy numbers of people trying to get access to the system, but AP is going to be just as bad, I think.
I think so. It's going to crash for sure.
So so Keenan is saying correct. By the way, I know last time I nearly forgot to open it up so people could call in. I've done it already. So Adam, don't go to sleep. Stay with us because you can call in when you want to. But I think for sure we're regretting that we don't have the hotel reservation. I've been thinking a lot about that.
I feel like we need to call them and be like, do you know who we are?
Oh, Adam's answered the call already. What's up, Adam?
You just answered the call.
You got to call them and tell them who you are.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
We are the Monorails.
You got to make them an offer they can't refuse.
What's up?
Hi, Adam.
Tell them your father's a made man.
A made man.
Oh, yes. Did you love all those quotes, Adam?
Oh, I love all of them.
Jen got to spend Father's Day with Papadillo.
So he started I was like, hold on, talk slower. I'm trying to quote you on Twitter here as you're saying random one-liners.
Well, you got to record. You got to record the conversation
No.
with your phone or something. Or,
If I could convince him to like go live somewhere, I would totally do it. But I don't think.
and then go back and listen to it and then tweet it all out so you have it all.
But speaking of, because I know you're big fans of Mama and Papadillo, Adam. Mama Dillo doesn't comment here. She Facebook messages me when, so she wanted me to let you know not to use Dramamine, but use Bonnie instead. So for your, for the nausea.
What?
And also Bonnie.
B-O-N-N-E.
Or I, is it I?
I?
Or is it Ben?
I think it's.
Familiar with that one.
Let's fact check it. I'll fact check it.
Didn't you use it on the cruise, Frank?
I did. It worked well. I thought it was 2 N's and an E. So
all right. There you go. Also, she wanted to say hi back to your mom, Justin, because she saw a hello in there. So, yeah, I just wanted to get those messages out there.
Great. It's always good to hear from Mama Dillo. Oh, Steven's asking, do we think that they'll put Florida resident passes on sale this year? I think they will. I do think they will. I think once they start selling tickets again, you'll be able to get the Florida resident tickets.
I want a refund.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I just want a reservation.
Oh, Bonine.
This episode of Parks and Monorails Most Magical Hour is sponsored by Bonine. Feel better when you get off the Hulk.
My mom spelled Bonnie.
Yeah.
I feel like my mom would know about this. She's like a medicine she knows all. Molly, not Molly.
Not Molly, Jeff. That's a different show.
No, but why are we saying not Molly, though?
Oh, come on.
Let's all take a deep dive into this.
Different Most Magical Hour.
It is a magical hour.
It's magical.
I'm just kidding. Don't take away my clearance.
Yeah. I'm curious about how the park day reservation thing's going to work once we can book it, because like I keep thinking I'm trying to apply the fast pass logic to it and say like, all right, if we use a day, we should be able to book another day. Cause I'm just going to be, every time we use a day, I'll be immediately booking another. We scan in, we get in the park, I'm booking another day immediately.
Yeah.
Adam, did you have something on the calendar? Or do you have a resort stay this year?
No, everything I had scheduled was April, May, and June. So they all got canceled. So I got all refunds. And then I wasn't thinking to do anything. And now I can't book anything.
Yeah. Well, for now.
Because you can't book a 2020 hotel stay now until the end of the summer, as availability is. But I really don't think I'm going to get there this summer. Yeah. Just because of circumstances. I'd like to maybe go in like September or October.
Hey, that's
by then, who knows?
Yeah, hopefully.
I could stay off. I could stay like off property, and because I have an annual pass, so I could stay off property and do it that way. Or I might just get the annual pass refunded if I don't think I can get down there at all until it expires.
Yeah.
If they let me do that, which I think they do, but some other places they don't. So who knows?
Adam, what's your favorite off-property hotel to stay at so we can stalk you?
Well, my parents have a timeshare on 192 that we've stayed at. It was all right, but it was the place that went like in a sinkhole like about 15 years ago. There was a story, and you could look it up online. I could share it.
The Holiday Inn one? The Holiday Inn?
Sorry?
Was it the Holiday Inn one? I don't know.
No, it was very close to that, though.
Okay.
Summer Bay, it was called. If you Google Summer Bay sinkhole, it'll all come up. It was like 2004 or 5 or something like that.
That's like right around when I lived, right off of 192. Was it my apartment? Hold on.
But I was texting Allison, WDW Minibar, and maybe she's listening. And I said, this actually gives me an excuse to try out the Four Seasons because I can actually stay there and I can't stay there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, you could, or, and hear me out here. You could stay at a Universal resort.
No.
And
I don't know why. I just don't like it that much.
Oh, that's just.
What, we lose
Oh, I don't know. Because you guys both just started like, huh.
I've got a weird message going on in the Podbean. It says you're live casting in another browser window. Finished live. What does that mean?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what it means.
Can everyone hear us in all the places?
I hear you.
Well, there's a whole Molly conversation going on YouTube, so they're okay. They're in their own.
They're doing fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to Canada, apparently.
If we weren't live right now,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things that Justin would have to cut.
If we ever do an offsite for the Parks and Monorail's Most Magical Hour, maybe it's in Canada. I don't know.
Say the two people who have never participated in illegal narcotics ever.
No, ever.
Me neither.
Boring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But actually us. But for real us.
Have you ever gone to Universal? I know you're against it. I'm just asking.
You know what? I went 16 years ago.
Okay.
And that was it. And I don't remember like most of it. I just remember Dr. Seuss area. I don't remember any attractions. We went over Christmas week.
Okay.
So I do remember it being very crowded.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were in a nightmare when you were in the Dr. Seuss area?
It was cute. I do remember like looking up and seeing the track that is suspended and being upset that we couldn't ride whatever ride was up there.
You didn't want to.
It was supposed to open. It never opened. They just couldn't figure it out. The whatever.
That's what people on the Twitter said. I was like, I remember just being upset I couldn't ride it, and now I find out now that that's because it really wasn't never open.
What was it? What are we talking about?
It was. I'm not gonna remember the name. I want to say it was like Circus McGurkus, whatever rhymes with Dr. Seuss there, and something. It was like a trolley thing that goes across. But yeah, they always get when it first opened, they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be a couple of months," and then
just never happened.
There's not one straight line in that Seuss landing, though. Not one straight line, says my tour guide self.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's a cool area, but the Cat in the Hat ride is creepy. Just bottom line, it's a creepy ride.
I feel bad for the kids on the ride. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Do you remember your Dr. Seuss area spiel during your VIP?
I'm sure that I have when I get back to the city, which will be next month, that I will go dig out my Universal tour guide binder. I'm sure I have my highlights there of what I used to say, but I don't remember. But I the one straight line is definitely.
Perhaps there should be like a TikTok series of you doing my spiels.
Yeah, I remember my original Universal spiels more than I'm not going to do them here, but they're like, "Why are you sending us to the Pets, the movie Pets show?" Yeah. Why are you sending us there? Why? I'm like, it's fun, and there's food for me to eat behind this location.
Nice.
Speaking of food,
yes.
Are we talking about Epcot food essential? Oh.
We're not, because I feel bad that I feel like we've dominated the last several live shows with our topics, and I don't want to do that today.
Oh, okay. Oh,
this is all about you guys. Speaking of that, it's threatening me again. The Podbean is threatening me. I have 2 warnings over here. So if we just cut off on the Podbean, join us on YouTube. But no. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just talk more about your interview with Joe Caglione Jr. Because, my goodness, that was quite an interview. Did you hear that one, Adam? Did you listen to that interview?
Guys, I'm gonna. I did listen to it. That was really cool. I gotta hang up though. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, it's okay. We'll talk.
You're okay, Adam.
It's all right.
Bye.
We'll wait for you. We'll wait for you, Adam. Waiting on Adam.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I hope you feel better. I don't know what that chuckle was.
We ran him off. He didn't want to talk about movie makeup.
Yeah.
I think.
You were really impressed by my interviewing skills, is what you were saying.
I was going to tell you that I didn't think that, there was no obvious part where it was like Jen suddenly got there.
That's the editing of Frank. That's that one.
It was awesome. If you all haven't listened to that, you need to go check out Theme Park Thursday with Dilla Diz. Last week's episode was quite impressive, and what a nice guy he was.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I feel like, again, we've been like so lucky with first of all that these guests are coming on Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. Well, it's
McKenna hug.
Nighttime to McKenna time.
Scratches on my arm. Yes, I feel
Her hair is like different every single time.
I'm gonna say, is it different than it was last week?
She tried to bleach it, and the blue didn't come out.
No.
Yeah.
So now it's blonde and blue.
What's on her T-shirt?
What is on your T-shirt?
It's Faith's shirt.
Godzilla, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Godzilla generic kind of thing.
Look.
And there's a rocket ship on there.
Oh,
Maybe
King's
McKenna.
on there too.
All right.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
good.
and there's a lady.
And a lady. Yeah.
Okay.
Good night, McKenna.
Good night, McKenna.
We all love
Good
you.
dreams.
Don't step on the cat. Okay.
The world up here.
But yeah, we've just been so lucky that one, they want to come on and talk to us, and two, is that like they're just the nicest people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like and like, you know, John was just like he said to Jen after, like, you guys relaxed me. I'm like, what are you talking
that's
about?
awesome. I was
Like, okay, our
Yeah.
octaves were 2 pitches higher the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's cool enough that you got to talk to him. I mean, he's done some amazing things, like talking about just starting just casually. Well, I just started with SNL and, starting at NBC, doing that kind of stuff. But then to talk about the Dick Tracy's, and then it was blowing my mind to think about the fact that he was working with Heath Ledger on the look of the Joker and all. Like, holy crap, how cool is that?
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I think that was like the hardest question to ask, because just in terms of like, it's true. It's like, his performance is like the best of the century so far, versus like the image is so striking, and you're talking to the person who is supplying, who created the image basically with him. It's like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
And he has this insane career. And when you talk about that and like the imagery of all of this, and he's like, well, but you have to have the right actor, or else what is it?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
Yeah.
like,
so humble and just willing to like deflect all of the accolades to like well, the actor, and then I had so much help, and like just such a good guy. That's the kind of guy that when you think about people that you're like, this is someone that is like, I idolize in their field. You hope that they're that humble and down to earth, and he certainly was. So that's very cool. So congratulations, you guys. That was awesome.
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah.
There's another spoiler. There's no guest this week. It's just
It's just us, everybody.
We got a hook. We got a hook for this week's show. We'll get to that at the end during the plugs.
Yeah.
But
just us. Back to
just
us.
us this week with the Ranton and the Raven. So
If you need famous people for next week, I'm available.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tech avail, but she's offer only. So
what was the other? I had one other question to ask you about the reservation stuff and like how you were feeling. Let me see if I can scrape my brain to figure out what it is. No, with the 3 days planning and the fact that maybe you just can't get up and go like you used to, and that remains to be seen. Like, do you feel like you'll still get your days that is equivalent to the cost of the pass, or do you feel like you're being cheated in some ways?
Oh, I think even Disney thinks we're not going to get the access that we want. And that's why they're offering like either the partial refund, which we were trying to do the math and we're like, okay, so they're giving you either one extra month because you don't get the access you want, or some sort of partial refund. So is it going to be like 1/12 of your ticket or something?
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to come up with that number, but no, I mean, I guess it remains to be seen. So my question is, so say we make our 3 park reservations coming up. Is it Friday? What day is it? Friday the 26th?
Yeah, Friday's 26th.
So, okay. I've got to mark the I got to make myself a reminder because I'm going to be in the online queue at 6 a.m.
Yeah, he will.
I will. But I was thinking about once we make our days, and we're going to do like 3 days as soon as we can get them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what my plan is, we're going to do Animal Kingdom for the pass holder preview. I can't say pass holder. I keep wanting to say class holder. Of course we are. You know why? Because everybody's going to go to the Magic Kingdom. That's where everybody's going to want to be for the Passport preview. We're going to go to Animal Kingdom because I feel like we'll get a better experience over there.
And I'm going to go get the Tempting Tigress from Nomad Lounge. So I'm pretty excited about that. That better be open. That's part of my Disney experience.
Well, I think
it's an essential.
Yeah. So we'll probably try to do that. And then that'll leave us, we got to snag Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios then after that. And then say hypothetically, say I was able to book the 11th, 12th, and 13th, even though we're not going to do it that way. But if I was able to do that, would I then, once we use our day on the 11th, like July 11th, is there going to be available on the 14th? I doubt it. How far out is it going to be backed up? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of strategizing to do. Sorry, Sam, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I already feel cheated right now because I could go every weekend. And that's my way of okay, just a couple more days of work and I'm going to go to Disney, And so I totally feel cheated and they owe me more than money right now.
Right.
They owe me experiences.
They owe you a week at a deluxe resort.
Yes, Disney, if you're listening.
Right. Here are my conditions.
Yeah. It does kind of bother me in on honesty right now. I could just wake up and be like, hey, I'm going to make some breakfast. We're going to eat, and then we're going to go to Disney. And on some days we would be like, well, we can't go today because we're busy, but we can go tomorrow. Yeah. And we did that every weekend almost. And so maybe I'm being spoiled and I get it, but I also moved here partially for a reason.
No, and it's totally understandable considering what's going on and everything like that. I think everyone gets that part of it. It's just a crazy time, but it is difficult to adapt knowing that you're kind of losing money. You're going to get you've already gotten your 10 days during the year or whatever that you make your money back, but it's still nice to know in the back of your head that you're getting bang for your buck. And anytime you don't get that bang, I think it's difficult. Yeah. So in terms of the strategy, I'm like, 11, 12, 13, or is it 11, 18, 25? Or is it, what if how just anxiety.
No, I'm thinking of it like you book the days that are closest, like the soonest you can book them, you book them. And once you use them, you jump to the next open day. Because otherwise, I have no idea. But as soon as you use those days, you book the next available day. Because what if somebody books up all that time, all these, and then you do have to go 2 months because it's totally booked.
Yeah.
I think that it's probably at least going to be say you wanted to, if the reservations were open tomorrow and we used today, I think it'll at least be booked for a couple of weeks. I would think a couple of weeks in advance. Yeah. Probably.
I'm tempted to be snotty and call and say, hey guys, let's do a quick history review of how many times Sam has been to Disney.
Wow, that's a Papadillo move if I ever heard one.
And let's talk about how many times I'm going to get to go now. Let's really talk about how my experience is going to be at this point moving forward. Mm-hmm. Do you think I'm going to get to go that many times? If no, maybe you owe me some money or an experience like Victoria and Albert's chef table.
Just spitballing here, guys. Whatever.
Yes.
And my room is upstairs for after dinner. Thank you.
Well, and that's part of it too, because it's I can't go on these days now. I'm not getting that bang for my buck. But at the same time, on Disney's side, it is they're not getting. They know you're gonna pay for as much food as humanly possible and drinks that day, so they're missing out on what you normally spend on a theme park during the day. So it's very interesting, I think, on many levels.
Yeah, and I know I'm watching some of the comments we're getting. So Nate said he totally agreed with you and never would have purchased the annual pass if he knew it'd be so restricted. And Lewis said they're doing the math and averaging it out. I don't think they would have sold it to us like this if they had known. I don't think I don't think there's a perfect answer though. Like there's not, for them to be able to limit capacity the way they're going to need to, and still trying to accommodate everybody. I started thinking about yesterday. I'm like, well, what if they had given annual pass holders 4 days? Would that have been enough? Or 5? Like, say they capped us at 5. Would that have been enough?
No.
I don't think we ever would have said it would have. You know,
Right.
I don't think we would have said that was enough. So
I'd be fine if they just told me I get 1 day every weekend moving forward. Because, again, I work a really hard job, and that's
Right,
my happy place.
but there's no way they could do that.
Why?
They couldn't tell every annual pass holder you get at least 1 day on the weekend.
But
There's
I'm
no way.
Samantha Monorail.
Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of clout yet.
Dang.
Jeff was mentioned that Dis Unplugged said that there may be park passes held back for AP, sort of like tiers. So even if all the resort stays were booked up, there may be still AP spots available. Again, I would fly on the wall. I want to know what the capacities are. What are they considering for theme parks each day? What are they, how many cast members do they know are definitely coming back? Who moved out of the area? Who got other jobs? Who got other things? No college program, like all these things to be considered and what the numbers could be. Yeah. And Lewis says things are going to be tough all over. Yeah. There is no definitive answer, solution, expert analysis to be had here. I think it's all spitballing and coming up like with, well, could it be this? Could it be that? Because but what it's going to be is evolving this whole time. And this is a jumping off point.
Yeah, and I guess that's something to think about too, is as we move forward and they start to look at what capacity is and how much usage, like, are they getting totally sold out every single day? Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, then do they do some adjustments, or maybe there's more capacity so they free it up a little bit more for APs? Like, it could change.
Well, I think that Disney, sorry, Jen.
Yeah, I literally just, I just took a breath in. I can wait. It's nothing big.
I just realized that I'm talking a lot right now.
And you're allowed.
I think that Disney doesn't realize what's going to happen is if I can't go there, I have to go to Universal. And
I'm forced to go to Universal, and I don't even want to. I don't want to go on those rides.
That's the worst. I mean, come on. I could go. I mean, I'm going to probably.
Sam, you were the one planting the seeds on the podcast to go to Universal. You were the one talking about it.
I know. The only thing I like about Universal is butterbeer.
It is good.
It is good.
Butterbeer is good.
I don't know. I like my life before COVID. And
we all did.
So, and I think everyone's experiencing a lot. So yes, I need to sacrifice, but I feel a little sad about it.
Well, here's the thing. I think we just came up with the Disney tagline, "We're more than just rides."
I won't even ride a ride. I could be that person just in the park eating their food. It's fine.
She's willing to be that person.
She will sacrifice her spot on a ride just to be able to eat. Do you think there is a chance they don't open if numbers continue to go up?
I think they're opening regardless.
Yeah.
I think unless they're told Orange County and everything's shutting down, I think Disney's moving ahead, because
there's definitely a disregard for what's happening right now in Florida, except at my company, who relies on people to be healthy so they can come and do manufacturing. Other than that, everyone around us is like, yeah, it's fine.
Do you get the sense that, like, at this point people are like, oh well, we've already let the air out of the balloon at this point, so like, they started the reopening process, they're not going to shut it down again?
Yeah. I do think and also I get it. I think people are just kind of tired of like being in quarantine, and I don't think that we set ourselves up for this very well. So it's just, I don't know.
So Lewis just asked this question. He said, I'm not exactly sure how all this works. Did our APs actually have fine print that said we can change the terms of this contract to anything? The thing about the APs is they kind of do say that. They basically say they can deny entry at any time.
Yeah. As a contracts person, I can tell you that stuff is written in there and everything. there's a whole clause called force majeure where they get the right to say like an act of God, a pandemic. Those are all defined under what force majeure is, and they can make any changes they need to because of this, and they don't have to refund you.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're offering it is a step above.
It basically says like availability, access to the parks is like subject to change.
Right.
Just Stephen's point, thoughts on the cast member petition. I mean, I think there's a lot of petitions going on out there about parks reopening and things like that. And Justin, you and I were texting yesterday about why certain attractions weren't going. And I think a big one that I didn't talk about was that Actors Equity is probably not happy with a lot of things, which is why you don't see Voyage of the Little Mermaid because of Ariel and Eric, why you don't see the Beauty and the Beast show, why you don't see Monsters Floor. I thought it might be the room back there that's not friendly for social distancing, but it's probably the equity situation and working through all of that is why those attractions aren't happening right now.
Yeah. No, it totally makes sense. I actually thought not only that, Disney has really got to be, and I'm sure they are, but they've really got to be thinking through these like rest areas because people are going to need them. And I'm just shocked that they haven't said like every theater is going to be used as like especially air conditioned ones.
Yeah.
Like you're going to need places for people to rest and relax. I mean, just from the experience we have, the 2 weekends we've gone to Universal, and I know I was listening to the Hyperion Adventures podcast with Tom and Michelle, and they had Rob LeBerry on there talking about he spent some time in Universal, and he said, you know, the mask, it's hot anyway, it's going to be fine. I'm telling you, I am not going to downplay it to anybody who has to go through it. Like you're in a hot Disney or Universal theme park. It's muggy, it's humid. The mask is difficult to deal with all day long.
Yeah. I have asthma, and while I was wearing the mask, it was getting so hot, and I was okay at first, and I'm okay for a couple hours, but then like closer to while we had been there, it was like 3 or 4 hours going on. I started to get like chest pains, and I noticed like I was just being a jerk to the family because I didn't feel good anymore. And I could feel like my chest hurting. And I pretty much just stopped, and I was like, I have to go somewhere. I don't care where I go, but I can't be right here. I have to take this off. Like I'm done, you know? And I just don't like being that person, but I can see why people are hesitant to wear a mask because it does. It hurts after a while, especially if you have lung issues.
So anyway, and I know Lewis is saying inside's where you should be. Where the thing about it is, even in the rest areas that are outside, if you take your mask off and you're breathing on the benches and stuff, you're let's be serious, like you're getting the germs on the benches and things. It's outside. I know we're talking about recirculating air, but you just have to be really cautious about touching your face. Don't touch your face. Don't touch
it's all I do. It's all I do.
I know. What do you want? Now that you're hearing all the time.
Face more than
I've done the whole hour here. I've been like touching my face a lot.
I think you're doing it as we were recording before this. You were just playing with your mustache as we were talking on Theme Park Thursday.
Yeah.
I grow a mustache and beard if you can't.
That's true.
That's what it's there for. Nate is asking if anyone, he's changing the subject, if watching the exclusive D23 exclusive premiere of Adventure Through the Walt Disney Archives this weekend. Jen, are you still a D23 member? Because I meant to ask you.
I am not, because I think it is a yearly membership.
It did, right, but it didn't renew automatically because I never stopped it.
No. I think I don't remember what happened, but it didn't go. It didn't do it. So but it was good because last year they were like, "Ooh, there's going to be more New York events." No, that wouldn't have happened this year. So I'm kind of happy that it didn't renew.
Yeah, no,
nothing would be happening. Yeah, but I want to see that Adventure Through the Walt Disney Archives. Yeah,
we're not D23 either.
No.
Yeah. Has anyone watched Artemis Fowl?
No,
we haven't.
Not much. No.
Okay, what is that?
I do have a question. Friends may be watching that might be moving to Orlando within the next month or so. Do you have any advice as to what to do or not to do in Orlando since you just moved there like last year? Any tips, tricks, advice?
you're not going to find Chinese food that's decent.
No.
It's terrible here.
Yeah.
I mean, in Knoxville, Tennessee, we had better Chinese. That's saying something.
Yeah.
Actually, Knoxville has good food, so
It does. It does. It's hard to meet people. So I have found. So if you're moving here, I am looking. Hello.
I'm looking for friends.
And I don't know. I mean, really just there's a lot more to the area than just Orlando. And I think that I'm slowly starting to find that. Like, we found a really cool area where it's pretty wooded, but it's a hiking trail. And luckily we did a tick check. We're okay, but we're definitely going through some woods, you know. It's really neat. So find some of those places outside of just Orlando too.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I think you got to take advantage of because every one of the little kind of neighboring towns has its own kind of feel to it. And they all have cool things to explore. So I would say, get out, check out some of the local places. And what?
Yeah.
What are you making a face about? What happened?
Is Mom giving us a free Disney cruise?
Congratulations, guys.
Hey.
Cruise.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I think it's a very similar vibe to when you move down there to become a cast member or a theme park employee or whatever. You kind of have that first year where you're just like, this is it. This is what I'm here for. And then eventually your bubble expands. Yeah. And so that's probably good advice where, if it'd be like magical for a year because you'll be in magical places all the time. And then eventually it branches.
Or will you? Because will you be able to get into those magical places?
Another question.
I get to find more places around Orlando.
Yeah. Jeff asked a really good question, and just because I know it came up in my place of work today, does anyone know if they will let you wear a shield instead of a mask? Now, here's the thing, is that I think with those who have to have the ability to read lips, I don't think they can outright ban a shield. So I think you'll see the shield in some capacity. Otherwise, it's a ADA accessibility issue. So that would be something I probably would ask, but I don't think they can say no to because of that.
That's interesting.
Accessibility.
We have that going on at work right now, and we have to allow people to wear face shields instead of masks because I don't know exactly what it is, but something about some kind of regulation that's came out. And so we can offer either or to our people who work there. But everyone feels a little sillier with the face shield on. So it seems like the people who were saying they wanted one are now switching to mask all of a sudden. I'm like, okay.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Well, and I was going to ask you, Sam, if maybe you would, aside from how you would look in it, would it be more comfortable in a way for you as someone with asthma in the summer of Orlando? Oh, okay.
Come on. We wear shoes because they're cute, not because they're comfortable. Okay.
Right. I'm just thinking about your lungs. I mean, it's a little different than, your toes, but
same thing.
You're talking to somebody who, when we talk about her pineapple allergy, she likes to say, it's no big deal. I just start to have trouble breathing and it's no big deal.
I remember hearing that story where you're like, I think it may have had. I'm like, you need to write a letter. You need to go to management to talk to guest relations. You're like, it's okay.
I had a little bit of pineapple, and I asked the guy, and he was like, yeah, so what? There's pineapple, And I was like, the next day I'm driving down the road, and I'm like, what's hanging out of my mouth? And I put my thumb in because I could tell it was on top of my mouth. I put my thumb in my mouth, and I pulled a really thick layer of skin off the top of my mouth, and it was raw. It hurt for days.
And we think Jen's toenail story is bad. What is spinning?
Hey, I didn't save it. I didn't save it.
Is it in an envelope? Bring it out.
Actually, it was running around. It feels weird. That's weird. God. And then I threw it out the car window.
Yeah, you're welcome, everyone, for that visual.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I don't know how we come back from that.
No,
pineapple. adorable. I love it, right? Oh.
Keith and Rachel, one of the two, or both, suggested we should do an Artemis Fowl watch party, but Mystery Science Theater 3000 style.
All right, maybe.
Hey, Garrett said that's disgusting.
Hey, Garrett, I agree.
Hey, Garrett.
And Jeff, me and you. I mean, you know what? The fountains. Now we had the same idea for Sam. We're just trying to help you out here.
Yeah, good nightmare.
Good nightmare.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what else to say. Go get that.
plug in plugs. Plugs. Plugs.
Let's do it. You guys go first.
Oh, you, me, me.
Go.
This week on Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz, the podcast. No guests, as previously mentioned. However, one of the two of us has purchased a plane ticket to Orlando, Florida for a weekend. We're not going to say who it is, when it is, or what that means, or if it will even happen. But one of us has a plane ticket to Orlando, Florida. We will reveal who that is on Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. Dillo's with an S, Diz with a Z, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow, like us on Facebook, subscribe here on YouTube, like today's stream here, hit the like button there, do the whole thing.
I'm gonna cry.
You can't see them. You're going to infect them, or they're going to infect you.
No,
Your expectations.
Social distancing.
Yeah, they're not at our house.
They're not coming in this house. They're from.
And Cuomo said today that that if you go to Florida, you may have to quarantine in New York for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys! I don't care. I'm hugging.
Stop inviting people to our house.
Listen, you guys are the new epicenter. We're over it, you know. I mean,
we're hopping over here.
Anyways.
Oh, your turn.
Over to you guys.
Well, we do a little show on Monday mornings called the Monday Morning Monorail Podcast. We're available on all of your podcast distributors.
Are you talking like Frank?
No.
Oh.
Did that sound like Frank?
A little nasally, yeah.
Oh, God.
Shots fired.
Wow.
What?
Love it.
You can find us on Twitter
Sure,
at
Jeff.
Morning Monorail, but you can also find all of our links at mondaymorningmonorailpodcast.com. So visit us there. Links to everything, including replays of this show.
Oh.
Still about to cry.
So, thanks everybody for listening tonight. We always love it when you guys join us on Tuesday nights. Hope you had a good time.
Thank you so much, everybody.
If you guys missed any of the pre-show about waist trainers, go back and watch the replay.
Check it out.
Start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.